Hey, what's up, everyone? Aloha from Maui. I hope you are having an amazing day. You know, it's a week to Christmas, and if you're celebrating Christmas, no doubt you have a lot of things going on. The fact that you dropped by here today and you're like, you know, I'm going to take this time, this few minutes for me. I own a business, I've got life happening, and Bulletproof Monday is my way to stay on track. So welcome if that's you. If you're new to Bulletproof Monday is really about an opportunity to ground yourself every Monday with marketing, mindset, and money so that you can go out there and do great things in the world as an entrepreneur, regardless of the size of your business. So I just want to acknowledge Bruce and Amy Hadass. Hey, Johnny, I'm going to be seeing you in a bit. And all of you who are here. Today, we're going to talk about the power of our words and how many of you realize that you might be sabotaging your own success with the words that you're speaking over yourself. And our words are so powerful. Our words can create amazing things in our lives, but they can also sabotage us. So I'm going to be sharing 5 techniques to shift your words, to be able to shift your results. That's coming up in just a moment. First, a big announcement. So Sales Academy is back. Sales Academy is my signature class where I teach NLP, neuro-linguistic programming techniques in sales, the same techniques that top leaders, speakers, salespeople in the world use in order to close big deals. This time we're going to be talking about some different things. So whether you're raising money for your startup, you are a small business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're an online marketer, we're going to be covering the tactics and the mindset in order to create more sales. And you might be a person going, oh my gosh, Susan, I don't like sales. Well, without sales, there's no business. So you've got to embrace the sales. I have a deal for you. It's 48 hours. So this is it. If you go to susansly.com right now and you want to get Sales Academy, you can get it for, drum roll, $167 working with me for 6 weeks. And the code is MAUI with a capital M, M-A-U-I. But that ends on Wednesday night at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So go check it out. Anyway, let's get into words. So, you know, as we go through our day, we have approximately 60,000 thoughts we think. 60,000. So I want you, from, what should I wear today? Or should I reach out to that person? Or should I follow up with that person? Or should I work out? Should I go to the gym? 60,000 thoughts. But here's the key. Scientists have discovered that about 80% of those thoughts are negative, and 80% of those thoughts are the same thoughts we thought the day before. So if you're there and you're like, oh, I'm never going to grow my business, chances are you thought that the day before that, the day before that, the day before that, or I've got to lose 50 pounds. I've got to lose, you thought that yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. When we think things and use words that are negative or words that lower our energetic state, the challenge is that creates a host of emotions and feelings for us. Things like apathy, we begin to procrastinate. If you know exactly what I mean, just give me a little thumbs up right now. We become perhaps a little bit depressed. We lose our focus. And the reality is you do not need to spend $40,000 or $50,000 on life coaching. You have the power to turn things around right now, because just like you have the power to speak negativity over your life, you have the power to speak positivity over your life. And you might be saying, well, Susan, that sounds so easy, or it's easy for you. It wasn't always easy for me. And I'll tell you, sometimes it isn't easy for me. When I'm a little bit tired, when I've got a lot of things going on, I can hear that little voice that's like, what are you even doing? You're not capable. You're not enough. It happens to me too. I just happen to have a whole host of techniques that I use that I'm going to share with you that help me to turn things around. But let's get into what begins to happen in this whole process. So, it's interesting where our words come from. Some of them are inherited. So perhaps if your parents at a certain age start to say things like, I'm old, or I'm money doesn't go on trees, or whatever they said, you might inherit those words. And how many of you have ever had something come out of your mouth and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what my dad used to say, or that's what my mom used to say? or grandma or grandpa. Has anyone had that happen? It's happened to me. And, I very, very clearly made a decision, especially when I became a parent, that I was going to take the best of my experience with my own parents and put that into my kids. And anything that I wanted to leave, I wasn't going to judge my parents, but I was going to create that for myself. And one of the things I do with my kids is every single night, I speak greatness over them. So I say to them before they go to bed, you have greatness inside you, and you can be, do, and have anything you dream. And then I say, what are you? And they say, I'm a winner. And I say, what's your verse? And they say, he who is within me is greater than he who is in the world. Right? And it's speaking, it's prophesizing. And you might say, well, Susan, I didn't grow up with a parent like that. Guess what? My dad's watching this. He'll tell you, every day he said he loved me, but I didn't grow up with that either. I had a very strict Chinese grandmother. It was never, I'm proud of you, Susan. If I got all A's and one B, it was like, why'd you get a B? It was just the way things were done. But just because it was done one way or I was spoken over one way doesn't mean I have to repeat that. It's the same thing for you. It doesn't matter what's in the past, how you grew up, or even the person you live with. If they're negative, what matters is what you say. What matters is what you think. And there are 5 things you can do to turn that around. I want to begin with a story. So often you've heard me speak about my friend Ken, and Ken passed a few years ago, and he was such a light in my life. Honestly, he always believed in me. He always spoke greatness over me, and he was my person. He got me. And one of the things that happened before Ken got diagnosed with cancer, he started to speak negativity over himself, and I was baffled because I had never heard him do that before. And he'd be like, oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I don't think I can keep running anymore. And we'd go out for these crazy runs, sometimes 16 miles plus. And he's like, oh, I don't think I could do it. I'm getting older. I'm almost 50. I'm like, what are you doing? And the more he spoke about getting older, the more tired he became, the tougher his workouts became. And I'm not saying he gave himself cancer. I've told you the story many times, and much love to everyone who knew him. He told me he gave himself cancer because of stress. And it was that voice in his head that, as he was building a company, it was just constant stress, stress, stress. Can I handle this? Can I really do it? Is it ever going to happen? And he said that he gave himself cancer. Another person, I'll just say it. I love my in-laws. My father-in-law, same thing. He for years, everyone gets cancer. Oh, Susan, everyone gets cancer. And guess what? He ended up getting cancer. He came through it, mind you. But in my life, I'm not like, oh, everyone gets cancer. Why the heck would I pull that into my life? And write this down if you're taking notes. Our words pull things into our life. They pull events and circumstances and people. So why are you going around saying everyone gets cancer? Because that's a surefire way you're going to give yourself cancer. I mean, oh my goodness. During the last recession, I was building very, very hard a network marketing business. And believe me, I still have that business. I love it. But I wasn't in that mindset. I pulled myself away from negative news, negative people. Oh, the recession, everything's ending. Everyone's going to lose their jobs. I was like, this is an amazing opportunity. And my business actually grew during the recession because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, there are more people I can help now. Your thoughts create your reality, and your thoughts come from words. And if you want to control your thoughts, you've got to control the words. And the moment you do that, you begin to change your results. And that can happen like this. You can change your words right now. And then suddenly, something amazing shows up in your life. That's what happened to me this morning. Or you can, maybe it takes a little bit. And it's constant. It's like a muscle. When you go to the gym, and I know not all of you love going to the gym, but when you go to the gym, I was in the gym this morning. I was up at 4 a.m. and I was running in the gym, and then I was like doing weights, and then I went for a second run because it's Maui and I just wanted to be outside. But, you know, and I'm there and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing 4 sets of 20 reps, but my muscles aren't going to grow. And I'm sorry, but strong is the new sexy, girls. I really could care about how skinny you are. In fact, you know, no, but how strong you are, that to me is what's most appealing. Sorry, I digress. But anyway, no, I didn't want to do that 4th step. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to get stronger if I don't challenge myself. It's the same thing with your words. You are not going to get stronger and shift your words, shift your results if you don't treat it the same way you treat a workout, and you've got to push it, and it is hard at times. So I want to give you 5 techniques right now, and some of you might be like, well, Susan, these are so easy. But just because it's easy doesn't mean it's less effective. Some of the easiest things are the most effective things. Like, guess what? If you want to lose weight, work out, eat whole foods, you know, do some intermittent fasting, and get, you know, 7+ hours of sleep and drink a gallon of water a day, you'll probably lose weight. And it sounds easy, but just because it's easy, a lot of people don't do it. They look for, you know, fixes and fads and things like that. You know, it's crazy. So anyway, let's talk about these 5 things. The first one is affirmations. So creating an affirmation card about something you want to call into your life. And Napoleon Hill wrote about this in Think and Grow Rich. And what he said is, you write an affirmation and you talk about what you want and what you're willing to do in order to add value in order to receive it. I have a friend named Terry, and Terry is a millionaire now. And she wrote an affirmation card in her direct sales business, and it went something like this: I am easily attracting self-motivated, driven, competitive, leaders to my blank business. It was the name of the company. And, you know, and I am the leader they're looking to follow. Well, she starts reading this thing several times a day. 30 days later, she calls me up. She's freaking out. She's like, Susan, it worked. And she starts to tell the story. Well, long story short, these people who showed up in her business, 2 couples, they ended up becoming millionaires, driving Terry's business through the roof. And it was all for an affirmation. But here's what average people do. They'll write an affirmation card, but they don't read it several times a day. It's got to be the first thing you read in the morning, the last thing you read at night. You take it with you everywhere. When you're having a wall-kicking moment, you pull the thing out and you start reading it. Repetition creates belief. If I don't believe that I can close sales, but I'm willing to go out and reach out to 10 prospects a day, eventually it's going to get easier for me. And as it becomes easier, it's more enjoyable, and I'll close more sales. That's the bottom line. It's the same thing here with affirmations. Number 2 is using Post-its. So I know a gal, also a millionaire, and she put Post-its up all over her house about what she wanted to attract. She even put them in her underwear drawer. She had them in her car, in her home office, in her bathroom mirror, and it was just everywhere. It was constant. And this really and truly works. Again, what average people do, they'll do 1 Post-it and they'll put it somewhere and they just tune it out. It becomes like something that's there, but they don't really see it. But when you start putting them up everywhere, and I don't care what's going on in your family, and they're like, oh, I don't want your Post-its on the fridge. Get over it. Just put them on the fridge, you know, whatever. Putting them up everywhere, it works, because when you're surrounded by that message, it begins to shift your subconscious, and you open the fridge. Let's say one of your Post-its, and as some of you know, I worked in health for years and years and years. I was a professor of nutrition. I was a nutritionist and a trainer. I would have my clients write a Post-it on and put it on their fridge, because we go to the fridge, I think it's 22 times a day or something. It's a crazy number. I am easily living into my ideal weight. And so when every time they went to the fridge, they see this Post-it, and when it's, you know, repeating, I'm easily living into my ideal weight, guess what happens? They're thinking differently. They're not going to the fridge and just eating empty calories. But again, it's that surrounding yourself. Like, put it on your steering wheel. Put it everywhere. The third thing is guided meditation. So I used to do guided meditations live. I still do them when I train events. If you're coming to only 4 days, I always close the event with a guided meditation. Oh, by the way, only 4 days tickets. We are going to do a Boxing Day sale for them. It's going to be awesome. Dennis Yu is keynoting, syndicated radio host, and she used to run Forbes University for Steve Forbes. Dr. Diane Hamilton is keynoting. She has a best-selling book called The Curiosity Code. Casey Adams, who has one of the top 10 podcasts, Rise of the Young for Gen Z. He's going to be keynote. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm so excited about that event. So get on my list to get that deal because it's coming out on December 26th. All right, so guided meditations, I used to have some, but I don't sell them anymore. My favorite one is Louise Hay, 101 Power Thoughts. So go buy that. It's amazing. The audiobook is in iTunes. I use iTunes, so I don't know. I'm sure it's everywhere. But anyway, 101 Power Thoughts. And I was listening to Louise this morning. First, I listened to some music. Then I was doing my 101 Power Thoughts. And it's something that when I commit to listening every single day, all of these miracles show up in my life. And, you know, some of you, I know I was at a dinner party Friday night and people are like, I find it so hard to meditate. Susan, how do you meditate? Well, I'm not just sitting there trying to clear my head of all thoughts all the time. Sometimes my meditation is guided and it works. Sometimes you need someone else's positive voice just permeating your mind. Wayne Dyer has Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. It's an audio book. I knew Wayne, beautiful soul. Having Wayne's voice in your head all day, I mean, it's incredible. That's another great thing to do. The fourth thing is one of my favorite ones. Hey, Trish. Hey, Judi Melissa. It's great to see you. Is this whole concept of asking yourself what you want to be aligned with. So, for example, we don't really think often about what we want all the time. We tend to think about what we don't want. We don't want the fat thighs. We don't want to be in debt. We don't want the partner who doesn't love us, you know, whatever it is. Changing that and just saying, I am aligned with prosperity. I am aligned with healing. I am aligned with love. I am aligned with happiness. I'm aligned with fulfillment. The other day, I was like, God, I am aligned with laughter. And my 14-year-old, she was so funny. And we were all cracking up laughing. I decided, you know, I want more laughter in my house. And in the morning, I will go around the house before I go and meditate, and I'll just say, God, I am aligning our home with fulfillment. I am aligning our home with prosperity. I am aligning our home with laughter, and just blessing the spaces we live in, blessing our offices, blessing our homes, every aspect of our lives. And do you do that? Do you go around your house and align it? That is the space you spend a lot of time with. I am aligning this family with healing. I am aligning my life with love, you know, whatever it is for you. And it's a great thing to do. And even when you're by yourself, say it out loud. No one's there to see you. And, you know, it's funny when you're driving your car, because people talk on their phone now on Bluetooth, right? So when we used to see people talking to themselves in the car long ago, we think, oh, they're crazy. But now you can just drive in your car and be like, I am aligning myself with wealth. I am aligning myself with health, whatever it is for you. It's fabulous. The last thing is replacing the thought. So when the thought comes, you've got to capture it, okay? You've just got to grab that thought before it starts to do damage, because negative thoughts are like a cancer for your soul. So when the thought comes that says, oh, I'm looking old, or this happened to me a couple days ago, I'll tell you in a moment, or you know, I can't close any sales, or no one wants to do business with me. Those thoughts are toxic. And just like you would detoxify your body and do a good detox, you've got to grab that thought and protect yourself from it, because it's dangerous. And those thoughts didn't originate from you. They're just crappy thoughts that other people said negative stuff. You either heard it or they said it to you, and you have made them your own. Just like detoxifying your body, you got to take these thoughts out of your body, out of your life. So what you do is you acknowledge the thought, and then you ask yourself, how does this thought make me feel? And then the next step is, what is a replacement thought? How could I look at this situation differently? And if I did look at it differently, how would it make me feel? So I land in Maui. I was at a 50th birthday party Friday night. I had 3 hours of sleep. I fly to Maui. I get here Saturday. I was at a wedding yesterday, and I, put my bathing suit on, and I'm like, ugh, I look puffy. I remember saying this. And the more I focused on I look puffy, guess what? The puffier I got, I'm sure of it. Like, it was crazy. And then finally I was like, Susan, this is the most absurd thing. You just got off an airplane. You had 3 hours of sleep. So what I replaced it with is, I am in the process of living into my ideal body. I am in the process of living into a lean, healthy, fit body. Because when you say I am in the process, a lot of you don't create affirmations because you don't believe them, but giving yourself permission to say I am in the process shifts the mindset just enough. So I was like, I am in the process. I'm in the process. So guess what? Yesterday morning, I woke up a little leaner. This morning, I woke up a lot leaner. So I was like down by the pool. I'm like busting out the bikini bottom. I'm like, dang, I look good. And that's the thing. We got to have fun with this stuff, right? Because life is too short. So my wish for all of you is to affirm greatness over yourself, affirm positivity over yourself, shift the negative thoughts. I believe 2020 is going to be an amazing year for you. I know a lot of people are excited about it. I think there are going to be a lot of breakthroughs in our Bulletproof Money community. I think there are going to be some powerful advancements in your wealth, in your relationships, in all aspects of your life. If you begin to shift this stuff now, by the time 2020 comes, you're just going to be such a powerful badass. It's going to be amazing. So with that, next week, we are going to prepare for the year ahead. I'm going to talk about the difference between goal setting and goal getting, because only 8% of people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions this last BPM of the year. And again, if you want to work with me in Sales Academy, if you love Bulletproof Money, imagine what it's like to work with me directly when I call you out. It's crazy. So go to susansly.com. The code is MAUI with a capital M. You're going to get my class for only $167. It's crazy. 6 weeks we work together. And you might be wondering, what if I can't make a class live? You get a viewing link. You might also be wondering, is it worth it? It's a business expense. Don't forget that. This isn't life coaching. This is like business sales coaching. You might be wondering, can I really keep up? Is Susan going to push me? Here's the thing. Think of me like your personal trainer. Of course I'm going to push you, but I'm going to do it with love, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So with that, God bless. Have an amazing week, guys. If this has been helpful to you, please share it, comment. I'll read all your comments, and I will see you next Monday. I'll be home live from Scottsdale. Bye, everyone.